I'm Stephen McNeice and I'm playing Bosola. Bosola is a kind of mercenary who enters the service of the Duchess of Malfi, and he acts as a sort of spy. He's a lot of different things really. He's part scholar, part soldier, part spy. Eventually he turns into an assassin, and a torturer, and an avenger. He's a bit of everything. Yeah, we talked about his journey quite a lot.
Yeah.
He seems to have a sort of meandering, sort of chaotic progress through the first 4 acts of the play, and then he becomes a kind of, we thought of him as a kind of arrow of vengeance in the last act.
Yeah.
He's very driven towards, he knows exactly what he wants to do. He knows exactly who will pay for what's happened. So he becomes a sort of very exciting, I wouldn't say an action hero, he's an avenger at the very end of the play.
Yeah.
Yeah, we thought he's in some ways he's Webster's representative in the play. He's somebody who communicates directly with the audience in the way that Webster was obviously doing with his writing. And obviously a lot of his poetry and a lot of the poetry and language of Bosola sounds like it might be Webster's voice. His sort of interests and his very macabre, poetic eye. That's the same thing that Bosola has. So, yeah, he is very powerful. I think because he is very intelligent, and he is very perceptive, and he sees the world. Although he's very jaded and very cynical, he sees the world very clearly. He's able to itemise the hypocrisies of other people, I think. Yeah, it's difficult because he seems to reach out to a lot of people in sort of very subtle ways, even the other servants, but he's never really accepted anywhere other than with Julia, who completely out of the blue declares that she's head over heels in love with him, which is a completely
shock for everybody.
Yeah, it would be a shock for anybody, but by that time Bosola isn't in a position psychologically where he can return her love, or he's not in a position where he can accept a normal life anymore. By that time he's set on this journey of revenge. So I think if there was anybody who he really feels close to in the play, it is the Duchess. And I think she's the one who ultimately is close to everybody because of her goodness and her moral strength. And I think Bosola observes her quite closely, not just looking for signs of pregnancy, but he sees the way she behaves and he sees her moral strength and her goodness and her sweetness, I suppose. And she's someone he's never really experienced somebody like that before. So there is a sense that she changes him, I think, as she changes most people in the play. So I think she's the person that more than anyone else that has an impact on him and he could feel close to. It's interesting because when I read the play, I didn't really pick up on quite the amount of rivalry that there is between the characters, or quite the amount of what's called spite, maybe. I mean, certainly I think Bosola enjoys winding Antonio up in the early scenes, and I think a bit like the Duchess, he begins to see Antonio's qualities as the play goes on. So when Antonio he appreciates that Antonio is in a pretty horrendous trap himself. So I think once he's on this course for revenge, then Antonio becomes another person he can avenge, although he doesn't manage to do that.
Fun.
There's a heck of a lot of good. I mean, Bosola has such fantastic lines. It's all the way through the play. Off the top of my head, there's a lovely moment, I think, which is a sort of a waking up moment for Bosola, where he says to Ferdinand, "I stand like one that long hath ta'en a sweet and golden dream. I'm angry with myself now that I wake." And I think it just sums up the delusions that a lot of us live with and that we pursue, I think. And it's a great moment because you can see even Bosola, the most cynical of person, has his own dreams, his own hopes, which was obviously disappointed.